ready and we are working on color palettes. I'm just going to see who is with us and then also bring up the Padlet and show you which image that I am working from for our color palettes. So this is the image and it's by Suzanne Valadon and it's of Germaine Utter. Let's just and I can show you what we have done so far this month, because maybe some of you haven't been with us for the past couple of days, so I can show you what we're doing. Not everybody is doing, everybody's doing kind of different things, but we're using the color palettes that our group has gathered together and working on those. So the last two I actually I have to still do a video of this, but the last two I was using the color palettes for my 100-day project for Mexico, and this is the one on the right that we used, and I used a photo from Oaxaca, and this was the palette that we used. This one, the palette, I didn't actually get on, but I do have a little book that I'm doing, and I just put a little title already. And for example, this is yesterday's, so I have my color palette, and the photo that we used from yesterday's was, I can show you that, Rashmi, who is in our group, she gave us this image to work from, and I don't know why I didn't write it down, but I will write it down. It is Amrita Shergill who did this painting, and so these are the colors, and I used it. So each day I'm going to be using my own image. Hi Sitla, hi Sarah, hi C, hi Louise, and hello Susan. And then day one, I chose this image of Hockney and used this color palette from the image. And this is the image that I ended up doing, another 100-day project. So I took a photo that I had and got the color palette. Let's just put this on here, lock, and translated it over here. Now, given I have definitely put more dark than there was, but what happens is I look at this, I get my color palette, I have my sketch, and then I put away the picture because I don't want to get distracted by it. And I go from my color palette. So I don't necessarily know the proportions, which is fine. You could do it proportionally correct. I don't do it proportionally correct. I use what is in the image. So that's how I'm doing it. But you could do it proportionally. Some people are just doing the color palettes. And I think but I like my little book. I'm super, super excited to even just have this little thing. And then I put the name of the painting as well, or name of the artist, should I say. All right, so let's get started because I've got lots to do. I did get the sketch of what I'm going to be doing, and I kind of built up a still life. And this is the palette that we're going to be using today. If you are watching and you're not part of our group, please feel free to join us. You'll have access to replays and to also just, you know, the whole the Padlet with the images, and you'll also be able to add an image. So, and say hi if you're here. I know there's 12 of you here, so if you're here, say hi. It's nice to know that you're not just listening, but you can write and say hi. I know some people can't text, so if you're here, Carolyn. Hi, good morning. All right, so I have a palette and I'm going to be using gouache today. If you notice, I didn't really do too much of my value study, so I'm actually going to do that quickly now and show you. So this is a made up still life or view, so you know, please go ahead and use your own that you like, whatever you're doing. I know that some of you have an idea, but it's nice to use your own images for this, because they mean something in the end, I think. I am going to be going through my photos. Like, this was kind of like out of my mind, made up, but I am going to be going through my photos today and building a few sketches from photos, because I feel like it has more meaning. It's like the two that I just did yesterday and the day before. Like, I really like how they turned out, and they have, you know, they're from my photos, and this does too, but I think looking at even table settings, if I'm going to do still life, and looking at table settings from my photos, I think would have more significance as well. How is everybody feeling about the month of June? So I'm doing this so that I can use the color palette. This is from Meli, has given us this image. And she already has colors picked out here, but there are other colors that, so I'm going to probably ignore this when I do my color palette, because I love the blues and she hasn't picked out too many blues. Like, I love this dark blue. I prefer it to the brown. So, you know, it's nice that Meli's done that, but I'm sorry, Meli, I'm going to be just doing it from scratch, because I want to pull out colors that you know, jump out at me as well. So, all right, so I'm going to just put some darker shadows here. If you are building your own scene, try and be consistent in your shadows. And where they are. And the direction of light is very important. So like I said, I'm not looking at anything here, but just thinking about where the light is. And only because this way it will be not a copy of someone's, but it'll just be what I just want to build as an image. C says, great right now. This is like what she thinks of the month so far. Oh, good. I'm happy. And Meryl says, good morning, Meryl. And Nanette says, I'm excited about it. I feel that I've learned a lot about color mixing. Oh, good. I'm happy. And Elvira says, good morning. And Susan says, I'm focused on color mixing too. Great. So it is, I think I said June. I was going to say day. June 3rd. And this is Suzanne Valadon. And somebody said yesterday, I think it was Julie who was talking about this image, that she knew Van Gogh. Was that right? See? Because I know that you were gonna look into it a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna get my colors and then I will start the painting. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sketch out the painting first and then do what I did yesterday, which I think it went a little bit faster like that. I got water on this one, hang on. And I am going to be using gouache. I'm going to move this over a little. And get a longer light there. Now, if I'm going to use this framing, then I should probably do my thumbnail with this framing as well, because then when I get to here, then I have these issues like this, that they get cut off the corners, and I like those. Okay, actually I'm going to move this back. I think I like it more in the middle. Because I've got the plant in the pot, in the jug here. Not sure why there would be a plant in the jug. Oh, this needs to go up a little bit more. Sorry, trying to get the sketch down so that I can block everything in while I'm painting. It's looking a little bit messy right now. Oh, and if you're taking the sketchy classes, it's my portrait today. So I should probably keep an eye out and share. So you'll probably see a lot of images on stories of people and their of the portrait that I did of the guy with the glasses. All right, do I separate that or do I not separate that? I was going to put something behind there, but maybe I won't. Okay. Sarah says, I like your new blue shine art thumbnail for this video on YouTube. Thanks. It's not completely finished yet. I need to, Maria is helping me, but I need to have a little bit of a transparency so that I can see the image underneath. C says, yay for you and Sketchy, thanks. And C says, yes, she did say she met Van Gogh and did not care for him. Yeah, I wonder how many people did not care for Van Gogh. You know, maybe you just need a lot of patience with Van Gogh. Geniuses are usually a little bit hard to stomach, I feel. But that's, you know, that's what comes with being genial. Or genial. All right, let's get colors. I don't know if I can, maybe I can put this here. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my darks first. So I think on Sunday, I kind of made the palette. I had it on here, but because I'm doing this live, I want to work as I'm like moving around and blocking the color as I have it. So that's probably what is going to happen more of in my lives, because I don't have time. Where did that tape go? Oh, there it is. I don't really have time to mix the palette and then do that, because I think that took over an hour to get that one done. OST people did not like him. What's OST people? Should I know what OST means? C. Oh, most people did not like him. Okay. Yeah, most people didn't. Okay, I have a question for all you guys, artists out there. What do you do about paintbrushes where the paint starts chipping? Sarah, do you have a solution? Like, I just tape it, but it's really annoying, and it's not like I've left these brushes in water. I'm pretty good at like taking them out. Like, so what do you do? Good morning, Teresa. How are you? Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you're here and watching. And I can't believe we're already 19 minutes in and I haven't even got any color on here. Okay. Oh, let's tape this as well here, because I feel like it's going to be moving around if not. And I can see that my camera is a little bit skew-iffy. Just tape it like that. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to mix up a blue that is in this picture. It has a little bit of turquoise in it. Yeah, if anybody has a solution to their paintbrushes and their... Okay, it's turquoisey, but it has a little bit of red in it as well. That's gone way too green. There is some dark green in here though. Okay, that is quite close. Make it a little bit transparent, you can see. Okay, so I'm going to put that on here, creating my palette, and also in the sketchbook. Good morning, Reb. Happy day after 100 day project. Yay, I haven't made a video yet. I have to do that today. Did you make a video already, Reb? You probably did. So if you're just joining, we are working on June palettes, and today's palette is brought to us by Meli. Thanks, Meli, for the palette. If you're here, you may not be here. And I was just asking what people do when their paintbrush starts chipping. A warm day today, finally. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I just took Piper out earlier and it wasn't bad at all. Finally. That wind, eh? That wind has been really crazy. No, Susan, I didn't. Susan says, Shara, did you celebrate your end of your 100-day project with a sip or two of mezcal? No, I had a life drawing class really late yesterday and didn't finish that until 10:30. So no, I didn't think that painting with the under the influence would be a great idea. Okay, I really should get into the habit of, actually I'm going to just go over that, of not worrying too much about the first coat of gouache, because that this is where I should be just using old color palettes to put down my first wash, or I should use gesso. Maybe I'll do that in the future in these videos, because this paper isn't like, it's not hot press paper, it's not the best, and it does need like one layer underneath. I'm going to make this color again. I should have taken yellow first. It's okay, I'll take it from the edge here. It's funny how it has to go green before, and then I need to put that blue in there. It needs to be a little bit bluer. There we go. I may also do some of these with acrylic paint. I don't want to limit myself just to one medium. And yeah, maybe even dry medium as well. Maybe some watercolor. Oh, yeah, the wind. Could you smell it in Toronto, Teresa? The wildfire smoke from Manitoba. What's the image on your iPad? I missed the beginning. So our group, Teresa, like in our Substack, I'm not sure if you're part of it. So we have submitted images daily for the month of June palettes, and the image is by Suzanne Valadon, and it was given to us by Meli. So each day we're looking at a painting that's people have submitted, and we're working from the color palette of that painting. So that's the image, but it's of Germaine Utter is the subject matter, and apparently she knew Van Gogh. Susan says it's an accomplishment worthy of a celebration. Yes, the 100 days. Yeah, that the time lapse really doesn't. I know that Reb will probably say the same thing. A time lapse doesn't really show like the paintings very well because it's really like very quick. All right, I'm going to mix a wood color for the table. Or actually maybe I'll mix more. There's some orangey reds in here as well. Not much, but there is. Like I said, I'm not going proportionally with this color palette because and I've got a lot of blue still in my paintbrush. I can see that. That's all right. It needs to be a little bit dirtier anyway. Yeah, I'm not proportionally correct in my color palettes. Yeah, it's, you know, it'll be a nice month. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing when it comes to subject matter, and some people are just working on color palettes. We did a session on Sunday, which was for our mornings, and in my Substack, we just had over the past couple of weeks, we had 2 color palette sessions, demonstrations. So the first one I worked mixing. Actually, it was color mixing. They were both color mixing. The first one was color mixing, just looking at an image, and the other was color mixing but creating an image. So we kind of built and led up to this month, and I think that kind of helped just set the tone for this month. And color palettes, and there's so many ways you can use a color palette, and you don't have to, you know, you can just use it as a way to become more comfortable with color mixing, or you can use it to create your own pictures. So there's lots of ways you can use it. So Teresa, you're back from Europe. Do you just disappear from the cold? Is that the main reason why you go over? So this is a little bit brighter than what I've got here, but that's okay. I think it looks brighter because it's next to this, but I'm taking, like, there's a little bit of red in here. I know, I may be exaggerating a little bit my color palette. Okay, let's get a bit more of a muted orange. I haven't used any white yet. And I may have to use a little bit of white. Just to make it slightly more opaque. and to cover those darker areas. Yes, I am using the same 3 primaries and white every time. Even when I switch to acrylics, I'm going to use the same. But you don't have to. Somebody was saying, was it Lou? I think it was Lou. She is going to be, she's going to use primaries, but she'll use different primaries. So probably because she has different primaries. So maybe she'll use like, you know, an ultramarine blue instead of a cyan, or she'll use a cerulean instead of a cobalt, or she'll use cobalt, or, and with the yellows, a cadmium yellow rather than a primary, or, which is very similar to a primary, or, you know, a lemon yellow, so, or just an ochre. I think it's good to try what you have. Like, don't just think, you know, or use what you have rather than just sticking to, you know, the same 3. If you have other primaries in your possession, definitely use those. All right. Thinking about value and structure, there's a really lovely light blue here, so I think I'm going to make the tablecloth a light blue. And like we all know, these mornings are for play. Like, sure, you can get your projects done, but I use them for play and for time to learn different things. I mean, look, we had a whole month of florals and a whole month of abstract. That was definitely learning, because I'm not sure if I will use it, but maybe I will one day. Okay, it needs to be a little bit grayer, so I'm just going to mix in this orange into the blue. It's become very, very large, my palette of blue. Let's just put that there. And because I have my sketch over here as well, like if I go over, like I've taken away that glass there, if I go over it, it doesn't really matter because I can just get it back afterwards. I maybe I'll put a pattern also on the tablecloth. Oops. And maybe I'll use some mixed media over the top of some of these as well. Okay, I'm going to come closer over here. The handle is going to go off the edge of, so maybe I'll just paint. It would make sense to just go over the whole thing like that. So as long as the undercoat is dry, with gouache you can definitely go over colors. Mine are a little bit more intense than this color palette, I feel. Okay, let's get some, there's a lot of green, so I'm going to mix up a green. There's a lot of different greens. So taking a little bit of red into there just to push it back. So is gonna be green coming out of this pot. I do like the pinks as well, so I think I'm stopping with the green. I need to make a darker blue, probably taking this blue and bringing it down into the shadows. Can make a bluey. That's similar, needs a little bit of red. Okay, so I'm going to get the shadows of these on first. Or maybe I should do a pattern first. No, I'm going to do the shadows. So the shadow on the blue needs to be different from the brown shadow. So I need to adjust that. It can't be the same color. And I have the glass up here. I'm going to have to make that a little bit bigger. Maybe there's a bit of a shadow from the lemon. So anybody here that wasn't there at the weekend that wants to tell us what you're up to? Or if you just want to say what you're up to today as well, it's nice. So I just put a little bit more red in this color. They're awesome dark, so I should probably use that here. And I can just take, I know that there's going to be some floral pattern, or not floral pattern, floral shadow from the plant. Good morning, Melissa. How are you? Hello, Tammy. How are you? Good morning. I know a lot of people are just working on palettes. Nanette is doing something fun. She's taking the same image daily and she's using the color palettes for that image daily. I think that's very smart. Oh, this doesn't make sense, but I'm going to have one of these branches coming off this side here. Go over here for that to make sense. And then we've got Melissa. She is doing embroidery using the color palettes. Are you enjoying it, Melissa? And if you haven't added to the color palette yet, please do. I know that there is still a lot of room. I'm going to put some other values on these greens, like different greens. So make a lighter one. There's so many greens in this picture, it's really pretty. Oh, I didn't put the other green. Let's put the other green on my palette. And I know that using different materials, things are going to look different, come out different, which is fun too. Good evening, Julia. How are you? Did you have a good birthday weekend, Julia? Hi, Maria. Good morning. C says, painting outside today with a friend in the flower garden. Oh, so fun. That'll be lovely. Ooh, I should double check. I don't think our peonies are out yet. I think we're a bit behind, but I should check when the peony festival is here. Maybe I'll go and paint in the peony garden. I should probably print up some business cards too. I think anybody can go and paint there. All right, so we've got the greens. I'm going to mix up some of those lighter skin tones as well because they're pretty for the plates and the bowls. I need a bit more than that. Let's go pink. Nanette says, do you suggest always starting with the background first? Well, I wanted to just solidify that. I don't know. I think with different different mediums, like it's a little different to work. I think with gouache you can work any stage, and you know, sometimes I'll be like, put in the lights first, and then but today I put in that dark because I just wanted to get that almost just to make a little bit of a statement back there, fill that in. But I do suggest, like, for example, I'm going to put this, the jug handle here, which I thought was going to go across there, but it's not. So you can see, like, I want these things to be behind it. So it, yeah. So things like that you have to think about. Let's make it a tiny little bit more on the orangey, more of like a beigey peach color for this bowl here. I'm going to come down a bit more. And I'm going to come up a little bit more. I'm going to come past the table. Maybe I'll put some salad in that bowl. No, maybe not, because I've got the green here, actually. That would not be a good idea. These kind of paintings to me are super relaxing. I think maybe it's because there is no face. Do you know what I mean? No human figure. It's all a little bit natural. It can be a little bit wonky, which I like. Okay, I'm gonna just take some of this color and mix it into here. There's some kind of mauvey grays up here in this area. It may need a bit more dark. We'll see. Sometimes a really subtle shadow is enough on something like this. No, it needs to be a bit darker. I'm going to take some of the blue up here as well. C says, peonies have large heads ready to pop. Ours is still small. Like when I went for a walk with Piper yesterday, everything's a little bit small still of the peonies. So I think we're a little bit further behind. Okay. Do I do the glass? I don't want to do the glass in green. I've changed my mind. I feel like everything's a little bit like popping out on here. Like it needs almost like a scrub of something on it. Let's get the lemons on. Definitely don't need to be that bright. Oops, now that it's gone too orange. That red is like something else. It really is. Very, very intense. Okay. So this is all going from like my picture, but my picture was also like built up of many different still lifes. So I didn't set up a still life. Maybe I should set up some still lifes as well. But I kind of took different elements from different still lifes. And I like that. It makes it a little bit more unique. If I'm thinking I'm going to take a stripe of this color, maybe a little bit more orange, and just pull it into this jug here. I didn't put shadow on. I should have put shadow on first. It's okay, I can put it in between the stripes. Let's get a little bit more paint on these lemons. Take some white with the yellow. There are some brighter yellows in that as well. Elvira says Suzanne Valadon was a model for Degas and Toulouse-Lautrec. Oh, before she started painting herself. She was accepted at the Société Nationale des Beaux-Arts in Paris. Okay, so it was her who knew. It was Suzanne Valadon who knew Van Gogh, or was it the model who knew Van Gogh? That's what I was getting confused earlier. Thank you, Elvira. If we can clarify whether it was the model that knew Van Gogh or was it Suzanne Valadon. Yes, and I remember yesterday it was mentioned that Toulouse looked at her work and got her to start exhibiting. Susan was both the model and the artist. Oh, then why is it called Germaine Utter? Here it says Germaine Utter devant le fenêtre. Like it has a name. Do you know why? Julia says, I had a lovely birthday weekend, thanks. I was very spoiled. Oh, great. So happy that you're spoiled. That's wonderful. Yeah, let me know if you know. Okay, I think I definitely need some greens on here. So what I think I may do is put a pattern on this, on the, so I'm going to take these two colors, not to waste them. And put it on the tablecloth. and just breaks it up a little bit more, and that becomes a little bit less solid. Elvira says, oh, the painting shows Germaine Utter and was painted by Suzanne Valadon. And it says, I think Susan was a model before she became known painter. I took it as it was her who knew Van Gogh. Yes. No, that's okay. Then it says, I'm not sure who the woman in this painting is. I think it is, yeah, Germaine Utter is the woman that's being painted. It's not Suzanne Valadon, but yes, Suzanne Valadon was the painter. Okay, I'm just gonna lift up this color, which there is quite a lot of in the piece. I think a lot of times you just, once you have your palette, mix it together. This blue, I think, is definitely a little bit too bright. And I think I'm going to take this color also and just put it on this side of this bowl. You know, I can't resist a little bit of contrast. And I know that it looks a little bit odd because the perspective is one way and in another way. The glass, I'm going to just lift this blue over here. I guess this is what happens when you don't have visuals in front of you. You go by what you remember. Doesn't always work out, but I think it's good to use our brains though sometimes. Right? right. Just taking that green and okay. Like those shadows are really bright. I think I need to just darken that. Oh, it's already 8 o'clock. How did that happen? Whoa. I mean, I could be finished. I'm just gonna give it a couple more little touches. I'm not gonna put the spoon in the bowl. I'm gonna leave it. I didn't put the shadow on, you see, so I would have to add a shadow. If you did my Colory Flory, you have lots of practice painting bowls. Another color that's in here I'm thinking to do is like an olivey green. So I just want to use this paint that I've got here. Let's take it into the orange. I really like doing these kind of pieces because I feel like I could use them for gift cards. I think they have a nice calmness about them. Maybe I'll take this into here as well. It's a little bit luminous, this blue. I could also lighten that too. Oh, and I was going to darken that as well and make those a little bit lighter. I was going to just put a bit of sunshine on these lemons. And I was going to darken that side of the pot. Just not that much. So, which I should have done beforehand, but I can do it now. And I need to put that on my color palette as well. Oh, and I wanted to lighten the blue because it is a bit, ew, it's a bit bright. It's actually brighter for you guys, I think, than it is for me. And that happens sometimes. Okay, this is a better blue. So not that I have to go in everywhere because I do like the other blue, but just to break it up. And I'll add that one too, which is a much better blue. So as you can see, I am definitely going to have a lot of fun this month building little images and pictures. So I hope if you're watching that you will join us. Join us on our BSA Club on Substack for the monthly challenge. Come and use the color palettes that we have chosen for the month. Join us Monday and Friday in our co-working sessions that we have in the mornings. All right. No, I don't think I'm done yet. I need darker branches for those. Let me see. Just a little bit of a different color because I don't know why I put green branches. Okay. Thank you so much. Melissa says, did you finish your 100-day project? Yes, I finished. I did a little time lapse, but I'm going to do a video today. Laura says, coming late here to the party. Good morning. Looking forward to working on this later today. Elvira says, I like your still life. Great color combo. It's very bright, isn't it? A little bit, maybe a little bit too bright. Not sure. I really enjoy working from a palette that's there. Like this is the palette. I know that Meli chose those but I've kind of enhanced everything as I do. I think this is maybe a little bit too bright. Shall I dull that a little bit? I don't know. I kind of like the brightness of that chair. Maybe it has to have a little bit of this more burnt tone to it. I can keep some of the red. You know, it's like the tablecloth. I feel like some of it can be peeking through, but maybe not all of it. Nah, I think that's better. No, leave it if you like it. I was just thinking I couldn't find that color in the reference. It was basically the orange, but I just enhanced it a little bit more. And Susan says, all the details at the end make the painting pop. I thought it was done and beautiful a while ago. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy working with these. And then I've got my little color palette book, which is accompanying the month. So thanks everybody for watching, and I look forward to seeing yours. Remember, there is a chat I've created a chat thread in the Substack, so you can add your images daily. And I may want to put this in a different, maybe I'll just do it in pencil. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing all of yours. Have a really good day. There is Dylan Sarah has his Tuesdays as normal, and if you are doing the portraits with Sketchy, my portrait is today. So if you're doing that, make sure you tag me, and I will share it on my stories. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Nanette. Thank you, C. I'm gonna call it June Palettes. And day, just so that we know. Yeah, probably colors that I probably wouldn't have chosen naturally. But thanks everybody. Have a really good day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.